The Department of Defense charged 9 companies of being CCP military companies, including Xiaomi Corporation, Advanced Microfabrication Equipment Inc., Beijing Zhongguancun, China National Aviation, etc. The Department of Commerce added CNOOC to the entity list and Skyrise to the military end-user list. Secretary of State Pompeo announced sanctions against CCP officials and executives of state-owned enterprises, barring them and their immediate families from entering the United States. The Department of Homeland Security released a strategic plan to address the CCP threat. The Department of Defense listing of these companies as CCP military companies is surely backed by intelligence sources. These actions seem to be sanctioning CCP companies and individuals, but actually the aim is to the pro-CCP US companies and individuals behind these companies. No matter which president takes office in the future, there is no way to overturn the fact that these companies are deemed as CCP military companies, meaning that the pro-CCP US industrial chain, capital chain, security chain, and financial chain behind every sanctioned company will come to a complete end. The Commerce Department sanctions against CNOOC means a complete end to the CCP's access to offshore oil extraction. CNOOC itself has no equipment production capacity at all. It relies on equipment and technology manufactured by the US and Japan for offshore extraction. Due to the US sanctions, all companies that provide equipment and maintenance to CNOOC will seize on it, and the CCP's access to oil through CNOOC will be cut off. The Department imposed visa sanctions on members of the CCP military, executives and employees of state-owned enterprises, barring them and their immediate families from entering the US, which is essentially striking at the CCP system, which could not be changed even if Biden takes power. The Department of Homeland Security declaration that the CCP threatens US trade, economic, cyber, critical infrastructure, and maritime security means that operations to apprehend CCP personnel in the United States are about to begin. The gradual ratcheting up of sanctions indicates that the CCP has gone too far, forcing President Trump to make a painful decision to destroy the CCP. U.S. District Court sentenced Mao Squaw as winner in his lawsuit filed in 2017 against Clark Hill law firm on leaking of Mao's personal files due to hacking by CCP, and required Clark to release the stolen information, including a list of all clients. In fact, Miles made the political asylum application from 2 law firms, including Clark, for double insurance, and succeeded through the other law firm. So then Clark was merely a disguise, whereas this disguise has exposed the fact that the CCP hacked their law firm, that all the 500-plus computers were disabled and all the data was stolen. Miles demanded in the lawsuit that, first, Clark should disclose all the stolen data, and second, all investigations involving the cause of the hacking should be made public. This is Miles' strategy. Clark had only 2 choices, either to admit to being hacked by the CCP or to disclose all the customers' information and goes out of business directly. Since Clark is an American company, it would eventually choose to accuse the CCP of being behind the hacking. And the CCP's hacking the computers of a U.S. law firm would affirm their organized attack on the U.S. network, which is equivalent to an attack on the U.S. mainland, and would trigger the NATO Mutual Protection Mechanism, through which NATO would start military operations against the Chinese Communist Party.